Yeah. What's up, base boxing basement? Yeah, I just chipped B in the house. I just want to talk about this little Instagram post by Sky Shekel Sports. Um, Now I pointed out earlier, we all know that Ben Shalom, and he is from a certain community, as is Jonathan Licht, the guy who had him. All right, if you know, you know. You know, that's all I need to say. Okay, even though Shalom don't know anything about boxing, and he's brought in to push diversity. He's even said it in interviews endlessly. I'm going to bring diversity in boxing. What does that really mean, diversity in boxing? What does that actually mean? What diversity in anything? It's a nonsense term, and it's been weaponized to be a positive thing. And if you don't like diversity, you're evils. You know, it's nonsense. What does diversity mean? It can mean anything. They have completely turned around the usage of the word diversity, which was a very useful word to describe, a variety of things like, diverse opinions. Means loads of people got different opinions, you know. There was, it was a neutral word, and now it's been turned, as you can see, into a word specifically to talk about, it's been weaponized as a word to bring in certain kinds of behaviors, cultures and peoples, Batty business, foreigners, is become a positive word that is used, right, just as a blanket term that apparently is really good and that we need more of, just to justify, the machinations of the elite, i.e. mass immigration from third world, disgusting cultures. By that I mean immorality, sexuality, Batty business, weirdness, you know. And Shalom, there's loads of interviews he's brought in to push this, to put this, right? And you see, even though it's not commercial, right? If you know anything about BlackRock and Vanguard, yeah, these are companies huge investment companies that buy blocks of shares, right, in well-known companies, that are floated usually, and they will buy a bunch of shares and fund them and go, look, we're only funding you, we're giving you some free funding, but you got to use it to push diversity. That's why you get weird companies like 7-Up that produce adverts where an older man in Italy is driving his transformer daughter who's bound her chest to meet, another rug muncher. Well, a rug muncher. This is not going to sell 7-Up or whatever drink it was, Sprite. I mean, it's just ridiculous. This is why you're seeing all these crazy things go on. Even like, JP Morgan or whatever, Goldman Sachs sponsoring Batty Man's marches, right? They're all in the same game. They're all part of the same tribe. They're all part of the elite. You get me? Right? So, what was it got to do with boxing? Well, BlackRock, yeah. You look at other people like George Soros. The king of BlackRock is Larry Fink. Yeah, I wonder what his early life reads like. Anyway, Larry Fink, is a top dog at BlackRock. Now, the word Fink, I think, is a Yiddish word, which means a scumbag or something. So it suits him. And the Sky have been bought by Comcast, right? Who are heavily invested in by BlackRock. And so Jonathan Licht brought in Shalom, even though he had absolutely no experience in boxing and had run a couple of student gigs. He's a bum with an enormous nose, shiny face, and his eyes are too close together. Yeah, they brought him to push diversity. Now, it hasn't worked. I mean, a lot of these things are uncommercial. They would even lose money. What has Shalom done? Destroyed boxing on Sky. Bringing in his whack women, his whack signings, because he don't know nothing about boxing, putting on these all-women shows and telling us how great it is and how it got the best views, even though it was put on, I say free Sky TV. There's no such thing as free Sky TV, but it's not you don't need an extra subscription, So, of course, more people watched it because it was on normal Sky. Idiot. He gave away all the free tickets. It loses money. Shalom loses money. Okay? And signing all these bum women and rug munchers and pushing them. Well, what are we leading to? Well, we're leading to this, right? This is what Sky Sports done to support, to push St. Valentine's Day, right? This is what they've done. I mean, look at this. It's so ridiculous and so in your face. Every single one, right? I mean, I know I'm not saying the guys involved are batty mans or rug munchers, but every single picture here is a man with man or woman with woman. Tyson Fury kissing Usyk. He looks like he's Usyk is on his knees and it looks like he's about to, grape Usyk from behind. And then you got Gay J, and Chisora's got his hand over him, and they're all smiling. They look like lovers, Well, they should have had AKA skins if they'd been clever. Then it'd be real. And I think this is Chris Eubank Jr. and what's his face? O'Sullivan. He's giving him a big kiss, and Eubank seems to be liking it. And remember, he also wore the so-called pride. I mean, I can be proud of taking up the wrong and the rainbow armband. You remember Eubanks? And he lives in Brighton, free. Yeah. And Hearn running towards Bell End with a big smile on his face, almost crying. Well, that's not so bad, that one. Azim hugging O'Hara Davis. Now, everyone knows Azim is Muslim, and he makes a big point of it. Batty business is haram. It's haram. So why are they showing this? And then Natasha Jonas being kissed by some other woman. I know Jonas has got kids, right? That doesn't, people that always go, oh, they can't be gay, they got kids. What about Philip Schofield? And plenty of others. Not individuals. I know of a priest, right? A degenerate priest. Okay? This guy was a Catholic priest. Okay? He's dead now. He died of the virus. I'm serious, right? But, he's a priest, and apparently he used to, he was good looking and charming. He used to smash loads of women in the confession box of the Catholic Church. Now, we all know the Catholic Church is utterly corrupt. And then he was such a pervert, he couldn't get enough, so he moved on to Batty business. Yeah, and he would go to Batty Man's Cinema and do big, what do they call them? I don't know the words. I'm not Sam Stroller, but this huge circle when everyone's buggering each other. Anyway, he got the virus and died. Yeah, and his lover, his long-term love was also, obviously they had thousands of so-called partners, sick. Yeah, and his so-called lover was also a priest, a lawyer, And they both of them started on women. It's sick. One of them had kids. Imagine that, man. They're just trying to degrade. It's what it meant to be a romantic festival, but that's not even really what St. Valentine's Day is about. That's the crazy thing. They've degraded St. Valentine's Day already. They made it into a commercial, secular thing. But the reality is, it's another way to degrade a Christian festival, right? Like Christmas, like Easter, they've been hijacked and commercialized, okay? So the tradition, there was St. Valentine's Day, and it was a feast day. St. Valentine's Day was a martyr. He restored sight to the blind daughter of his own jailer. Yeah, and he did loads of other miracles, and he performed weddings for Christian soldiers, who were not allowed to marry. They were forbidden to marry by the Roman emperor at the time. And he as I said, so they started this St. Valentine's Day, the Feast of St. Valentine's Day. It was originally a feast day honoring a martyr, because St. Valentine's Day got beheaded in the 3rd century AD, on the 14th of January in the 3rd century AD. So it's got nothing to do. It's another thing that's been hijacked. It's like, go look at who writes all the so-called Christmas songs about Santa Claus and things like that, to avoid any mention of Jesus Christ. Easter's become about eating eggs. Christmas has become about presents. St. Valentine's Day has come about, romance. Well, it used to be, a man taking a woman out, but now it's all kinds of sicknesses, yeah? This is how they corrupt Christianity and, everything. They corrupt everything. So February 14th was meant to be the day when St. Valentine's was killed, was beheaded. Okay, the martyr. But anyway, so this, what they're doing on the diverse Sky, Shekel Sky Sports, they push Batty business. There's not a single straight couple, or I mean, no, they're not a couple, right? these pictures. Well, I think Gage might have smashed Chisora, or sorry, the other way around. Chisora might have smashed Gage because he's admitted he's bi. And there's no such thing as bi, it's just Batty business. You're either normal or you're a freak. That's all there is to it. So, it just goes to show none of these pictures of Sky Sports are promoting to celebrate Valentine's Day have a man and a woman. They're all woman with woman or man with man. It's there's your diversity. There's your Ben Shalom. There's your Jonathan Licht. Eh? So watch out for these things. They're trying to tick in your children. Watch what happens to your children at school, right? I know my friend got a kid, and they're like saying, "Oh, there's 2 Transformers in my class, and there's 3 of them." And these kids are like 12 years old, and they've got special, posters all around the school. They've got special boards celebrating Batty business. These people are trying to degrade and destroy communities and your kids. It's sickening. Yeah. And Shalom's greasy face and his big nose and his eyes too close together, they sicken me. He's a real scumbag. I'll continue to expose these people, all right? Don't fall for their nonsense. And put people straight. Spread the word. Bring them to... spread them the word, wherever. You can red pill some people. Some people are impossible. They're blue pill, they're idiots, they're NPCs, they're morons. They're midwits, right? Funny enough, the really intelligent guys with high IQs and the lesser intelligent guys who call it as they see it have more in common. It's the midwits who get programmed by all this nonsense and read The Guardian and feel superior and chirp about diversity while living in a rich area, a white area. These people make me sick. Anyway, enough of that. I got more videos coming up. But do notice, actually, sorry, Adam Smith liked that post. This is a guy who, let's be clear, was sacked by Sky Sports. I don't believe the official story. It's such nonsense. Such nonsense. He's such a liar. Yeah, that's an inter-tribe argument, by the way. Him, Shalom, and Jonathan Licht. Yeah? The tribe don't mind turning on their own peeps. You get me? In fact, that's how they train themselves when they're young. You get me? But, it's obviously the the G0Ys who are getting really attacked. That's G0Ys, you know what I'm saying? G0YIM. Feel me? They're the ones that have been attacked. And Smith is from the community, amazingly. Well, not amazingly, it's obvious. Here's Andy Scott. He looks very suspicious too, man. Look at the state of his boat race. The sheen on his skin, his eyes are too close together, and that massive nose. Yeah? I wonder.